Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to a brand new tutorial. Welcome in the studio, and we had a lot of questions about how we make vocal chops in general. Well, we released one, it's called Perfect, and I think it's a really good example of how we chop and how we do effects on our vocals and how to use them in your drop. So for this track I will show you the vocal that we had dry without processing, and then I will show you how we cut it and how we mixed it into our drop. So actually it's the vocal of Harris. There you go.
Maybe I don't deserve this, but if we give it a shot, then we could be perfect. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Maybe I don't deserve this, but if we give it a shot, then we could be perfect.
Well, this sounds really not tuned, not mixed, and kind of boring. You cannot mix this into your drop. So we started with mixing it so it sounds nice, and then it sounds like this, and it actually sounds already pretty good.
Don't deserve this, but if we give it a shot, then we could be perfect. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Maybe I don't deserve this, but if we give it a shot, then
pretty nice, sounds like it's more kind of synth wise. Also how we mixed it, I will show you what we put on. It's the classic auto-tune on full effect. It's really heavy auto-tuning, some REQ, which I explained in the previous one, in the previous tip of the week, where I showed you what we put on Harris's vocal. Really nice equalizer. Then a nice one. It's a new compressor, not a new compressor, but it's a new compressor for us because we bought this one. It's Universal Audio. It's called the Manly Vox Box, which is a very, very, very nice compressor. But it also has a nice equalizer and a pretty good de-esser. Without that on the chain, it sounds like this. Oh, sounds like this.
Maybe I don't deserve this, but if we give it a shot, then we could be perfect. Ooh, yeah.
It's just a really, really nice, solid, stable compressor for all your vocals, and it's a big tip. It also has a preamp, which is very, very nice. So big fan of this one. Then another compressor, the famous API. Be careful with the analog section. We always turn it off because it has a little bit of a noise, and it's not really nice to build noises into your track. So put this one on a RDSer, actually the same as explained in the tip before, what we put on. It's a really nice de-esser, getting rid of around 6K. RVox to push the volume up. Cambridge, solid one. Some subtracting EQing right here, just a little bit, because it has to fit in your drop, and there's a lot going on. I think we have around 20 layers of the drop, which contains pianos, basses, some percussion, hats, and of course your kick and bass, and etc, etc. So be careful how you equalize your vocals in your drops, because you have to hear them. You have to hear them clearly, but be careful with the low frequencies because it can get a little bit muddy around 200 if you don't get rid of those frequencies. So that's how we mixed it. Then a de-esser to control the high end, like the really high end. It's around 14K, I see. Get it on limiter to boost it, everything, because the signal gets a bit low when you take off a lot of frequencies on the Pro Q. Then a RC Giant Hall reverb, which is a very, very nice reverb, gives a nice harmonics. You have a nice spreader function. So we put that on because the vocal is pretty mono, and then your reverb is kind of all over the place, which sounds really cool. So it sounds like this.
Service, but if we give it a shot, then we could be perfect. Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Well, of course, we're not done yet because it sounds just like the vocal, how it is. It sells only the vocal chops that we did here, which is really easy. Just grab the audio file and just copy paste some notes. And then you get it. It's just easy as that. After the whole chain, we have an excitement, some stereo spreading of isotope to get everything a little bit more in your face and out of the mix. Now is the important part, because we use the sidechain, which is a really common thing, using sidechain on your drops, on your synths, on your leads, and on your basses. But we use it that much and that loud, that hard. Like, sidechaining is one of the big part of the effects of the drop. So after the reverb comes the sidechain, because your signal of the reverb gets down also with the sidechain. It's easy as that. So put this one on, and then it sounds more in the mix, kind of a lead.
Maybe I don't deserve this, but if we give it a shot, then we could be perfect. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Maybe I don't deserve it.
Really easy and really simple, actually, but it's a nice effect, and it uses a lot of people use it like it's a sidechain, but get a big reverb before, so it takes the whole track into more kind of a bouncy thing. Well, obviously this is not dynamic enough, and you cannot fill the whole track with only the lead vocal of the vocal of the chorus, because it's actually the same, only with this at the end. So what we decided to do is using a manipulator, and I'm a really big fan of this plugin, because it's like a creative tool, and you can get really creative with this one and make things that are really special. So what we did with this one, I will delete everything what we did on the drop, opening the manipulator, get this one to 0. And we're playing just with 4 months, so it's just kind of a pitch, but it stays on the right note.
Baby, I don't deserve this,
so it's a really cool effect to use, and it makes your track really dynamic, because it gets different signatures in your drop of the vocal. So of course, obviously it's the chorus vocal, and you listen to it, and you can hear the text, you can hear the lyrics, but we did it in a way that it's different from the chorus. That is really important. So get creative by using the manipulator, and that's how we did. Like, we just draw the whole vocal, and then it sounds like this.
Maybe I don't deserve this, but if we give it a shot, then we could be perfect. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Maybe I don't deserve this, but if we give it a shot, then we could be perfect.
That makes it really come alive, and really like kind of a synth, like a lead synth, which is pretty nice. And it works out really good in the track. You listen to the chorus, but it's different than the chorus, which is awesome. Hope you enjoyed this tip. Next week we have a brand new tip of the week. Thanks for checking out. Like, subscribe, and leave a nice comment what you want to see next week or the week after. Ciao.